Okay, now it's on streaming.
Ông nói bên cạnh xem này, em thử mở cái dịch bằng giọng nói xem nó có chạy không.
So it's working.
Trước là
Chạy ít lắm, chạy nó lúc lên.
So this is actually working, or is it just doing? Okay, there we go. All right. What's up?
And that's translate to voice.
Okay. What?
Có thầy quý đó, thầy không phải mấy liên quan đến những mấy đấy, bởi vì mấy việc một tí này không ai lại không đi của đây cho nên phải quay lên. Cái quan là sao?
Có cái hậu, có một hậu.
Em hỏi người ở những
Bắt máy tính nhưng mà nghĩ là bắt máy tính, bắt mới, bắt máy tính để áp cái đá cổng thế mà, đi ra cầu rồi là áp cái hoạt. Anh hỏi cách gửi cho này.
Can you talk something?
Okay. Hello.
Talk something about the software.
I'm using VR Forces and I am converting English language GUI text into Vietnamese text. It's working.
Anh liên quan đến mấy ông hơi thì anh để cho người cứ hiểu ấy thôi.
Yes, this is content you software.
Is that what
That's translate to voice.
okay.
Is
So
it okay?
yeah, that works. That works. Is that do you want me to talk into the phone? What do you want me to do?
Okay. Thì em sẽ dịch qua giọng nói của ông ấy, nhưng mà mọi người như thế là phải tự trật tự để cho máy mic nó thu cái giọng của tôi vào.
Anh thử cái nào
Đây, cái này em bảo ông ấy nói thì thằng này nó không ra, còn cái anh đây cái tiền vào làm sao bây giờ khi một ai bỏ phát thì không phát được, tức là ông một đứa nó dễ dàng thì em vẫn tập cho anh em trong tập
tí vì em cách nào được. Từ bây giờ thì cứ nghe cái gì đấy.
Okay. So right. So the scenario we built earlier today, I've got logic that's on a tank, an enemy tank and a friendly tank. And the friendly tank has a simple plan here. But what I've done is added a barrier in front of the minefield, and I'm going to go ahead and hit play. And you can see that the tank cannot make it to this waypoint the original way because of the barrier. So now it's actually coming around the other side. So this is something I added before, and these are just what they call dragon teeth.
Ở đây thì kịch bản đã được tạo ở trước đó thì đã có xe tăng của địch và xe tăng của ta. Hiện tại thì ông đang thêm một số cái chướng ngại vật vào trong mô phỏng. Sau đấy thì ông ấy sẽ thiết lập cho một xe tăng đối phương. Xe tăng ta và xe tăng của ta thì đang thực hiện một kế hoạch hành động đơn giản. Và ông ấy đưa một số vật cản vào trước bãi mìn để chạy mô phỏng và xem kết quả.
Ready?
Ready.
So the next thing you see here is that when the vehicle goes to this other end, the enemy tank is looking right at it in that direction. So when it makes the turn, it's shot automatically. So if I rerun this again and remove this barrier, it's able to make it through this point and might have a better option. Working.
Ở đây có thể thấy rằng khi phương tiện di chuyển đến khu vực phía bên kia thì xe tăng của địch đã hướng nòng súng và quan sát đúng hướng. Ngay khi phương tiện đổi hướng sẽ lập tức trở thành mục tiêu bị tiêu diệt. Nếu tôi chạy lại kịch bản và bỏ chướng ngại vật này thì phương tiện đó có thể vượt qua khu vực và lựa chọn thêm một cái tuyến đường khác thuận tiện hơn.
So you can see without the barrier, it actually has tactical advantage over the enemy force. So when it finally sees it, it can slew its turret onto the target. So what I'd like from you guys is to actually create a scenario that has a defending force and then a attacking force, and use minefields, obstacles, and logic to try to defend and attack targets.
Khi không có chướng ngại vật, lực lượng này thực sự có lệnh thế chiến thuật so với đối phương. Khi phát hiện mục tiêu thì nó có thể nhanh chóng xoay tháp pháo để ngắm bắn mục tiêu. Điều tôi muốn các bạn thực hiện là xây dựng một kịch bản mô phỏng gồm lực lượng phòng thủ và một lực lượng tấn công. Sau đó sử dụng bãi mìn, các chướng ngại vật và các logic điều khiển để thực hiện nhiệm vụ phòng thủ và tấn công các mục tiêu.
Okay. So to start off, just have a simple red tank, which is the M1A2. And have it against a blue tank, which is an M1A2. And try to position one as offensive and another as defensive. So defensive one is not going to move, but you can do barriers or place it behind buildings. I just want to see the same logic that I'm implementing here implemented on your side.
Để bắt đầu thì các bạn chỉ cần tạo một kịch bản đơn giản với một xe tăng màu đỏ là M1A2 và một xe tăng màu xanh cũng là M1A2. Hãy bố trí xe ở vai trò tấn công và một xe ở vai trò phòng thủ. Xe phòng thủ sẽ không di chuyển nhưng có thể tạo các chướng ngại vật hoặc đặt nó ở phía sau các tòa nhà để tăng khả năng che chắn. Điều tôi muốn thấy là các bạn triển khai cùng loại logic mà tôi đang thực hiện ở đây và áp dụng nó vào một kịch bản.
Okay. One other thing I'm showing off here, this was from us discussing about deformable terrains. So you can see that I've added a ditch here Let me go into stealth mode. And pretty much what that is a object that I can add like this. So I'll go into terrain, dynamic terrain ditch or berm. Let's do a berm. And I'm going to click. And you can see this raises it up. And if I go into another tool like engage, there is my berm. So it's actually broadcast over the network. And
Có một nội dung liên quan đến địa hình biến dạng. Các bạn có thể thấy tôi đã tạo một con hào ở đây để tôi chuyển sang chế độ Still. Về cơ bản đây là một đối tượng có thể thêm vào theo cách này. Tôi sẽ chọn một Terran, sau đó chọn Dynamic Terran hoặc bơm. Hãy thử tạo một bơm ở bờ đất và ụ đất. Tôi sẽ nhấp chuột một vài điểm và các bạn có thể thấy địa hình được nâng cao lên. Nếu tôi chuyển sang một công cụ khác chẳng hạn như Engage, các bạn sẽ thấy ụ đất ở đó xuất hiện. Điều đó có nghĩa là đối tượng này thực sự được phát hành và đồng bộ trên toàn bộ mạng.
okay. And so as you can see that the tank is sitting on the berm, so it's fully integrated. And now I'm going to drive the tank. See if I can, if it's going to let me do it. And it doesn't quite like, there we go. So I'm basically just driving over the berm that I just created. Let's see if it'll work. Go ahead and translate that if you're ready.
Như các bạn có thể thấy thì chiếc xe tăng đang nằm trên ụ đất. Vì vậy tính năng này đã được tích hợp vào mô phỏng. Bây giờ tôi sẽ thử xem hệ thống có cho phép tôi thực hiện hay không. Về cơ bản tôi đang điều khiển xe chạy qua chính ụ đất mà tôi vừa tạo ra.
Okay. But I think it's important that you guys start working on that scenario to just get better at the logic that I pointed out earlier. That work for you? So basically each one of you create a defending and opposing tank and have them fight out in the logic. And as you guys do that, I'm going to be working on translating the GUI interface using this tool here. So.
Điều quan trọng là nên bắt đầu xây dựng kịch bản để làm quen và nâng cao khả năng sử dụng các logic mà tôi trình bày trước đó. Mỗi người hãy tạo ra một chiếc xe tăng phòng thủ, một chiếc xe tăng tấn công, sau đó thiết lập các logic hành vi để chúng có thể giao chiến với nhau trong mô phỏng.
Okay. Let me know if there's any questions.
Các anh có thêm câu hỏi gì không?
Người đó là làm xong nó nghĩa được thì cái đường nó bị cắt ngang qua, bắt buộc phải đi quản lúc nó tìm đường ấy. sẽ tăng thì nó đi qua được cả tức là cái gấp này đúng không? Sang đi qua được sẽ sang này cái bệnh bản là được. Tôi đấu nó chắc chéo đi.
Em đi ra còn một ngày này ta đi ra
We're about a quarter of the way done through the file. So like out of 10,000, we're at 2,500. So hopefully this will fix them all. What's up? Follow the route. Okay. Is it? I could show you. So basically here, watch. Here's my tank, and in the logic, I just say move along route. See that? So there's my route. So let's delete this route. And I'm going to create a route. Route 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we delete that. I'm going to right click here and say task, movement, move along route, route 1, hit OK. And we'll move that down, hit apply, hit play. And now it's going to go to the end of that route. So actually, let's make it a little bit closer. We'll put it here, hit play. Now it's moving along the route. Was that your question, or whose question was that?
I know. If I see that last time you make it automatically choose the route.
Yeah, it's because it's going to a waypoint. So if I move this waypoint over here, and then I click here, path, and let's move this up here. I don't know how it's going to get there. It may, it's probably going to go this way, but if I move it over here, it may go this way or it may go that way. So if I hit apply, play, it's going to pick the route that's easiest, but also contains roads. So it's going to turn itself around to get there. And even as it's doing that, I can take that and move it over here. And now it's going to recalculate that route. And all I'm doing is say, move to destination waypoint.
So I see that is a terrain. How conflict if it's a road or the terrain?
So
it
knows
go on.
It knows this is a road. So it has in the train it has shape files. So it's got, it looks like a road, but it technically doesn't know it's a road until there's an underlying shapefile that defines the road. So in this terrain, there's shapefiles. So, but if we get rid of it, it's just going to go straight. It'll go right towards it. but it's trying to use the road like a human driver would. If that makes sense. So
what you said that we need the same file to define the whole. And the object here, if we look
if
for the road and
yeah, if there is no data for the road, it will just do what it wants to do and just go right towards it. But since there is data for the road, it just depends on the complexity of the terrain. So if I move this over here, I don't think we have any. Actually, yeah, I don't think we have any roads defined.
Yes.
Probably definitely here. So if I kind of move this over here, it's not going to work very well. So if I cancel M1A2, let's see what I'm looking for. Put that here, and then if I put a waypoint, hit play, yes. I'm going to say task, movement, move to, and I'm just going to select that, hit OK, see what it does. It's just going to go right towards it. But it doesn't seem to be happy. This may not be good terrain here. Let's see what's going on with this guy. It thinks it's in water, so it might be like wet terrain. There it goes. Maybe it's not happy. Yeah, this may not be good terrain over here. Try it again. Task, movement, move to, hit OK. It's thinking, but it may not be able to do it. Yeah, I don't think that's going to work. Yeah, impassable soil, deep water. So this is like marshy, muddy. Let's go over here. Put that there. There it goes. So this is better, but yeah, it's going straight because there's no roads. And I think even if I put this over here, see what it does. It's thinking. Yep, no roads. So it's going to go right there. Even though there definitely are roads, but there's no roads in this data. It's thinking.
Cái này em chưa hỏi đây cái là bên kia đấy. Để cứ bấm bút cái thì nó sẽ đi theo đường. Nhưng bên này thì nó không có cái đường. Mặc dù mình nhìn thấy đường thôi cho nó không có cái nó có cái đường thì cứ thế là nó đi lạc.
So this.
Đây là vấn đề đó là mình tạo được đường nó.
What's
Nhưng mà tạo được cái nó phải format. Format thế nào mà để cái AI này nhận được.
It's okay. Yeah. This is just quick. So this is still converting. It's at line 3250 out of 10,918. So it's moving along. It's just slow.
That's 1/3.
There's a lot in that file. So basically it's opening up the file, looking at the English text, converting it to Vietnamese, spitting it back out. That's what it's doing. So we'll see if this works. I won't know until it's done.
Yeah. So 1/3, but the ball plan is now.
Yeah.
1 hour or 1/3.
Yeah. Well, I had to restart it. Oh.
Kia nó đang chạy một cái dùng AI này, mình dịch tất cả các file cái thì chạy mãi bây giờ mới đầu có 3.500 trên tổng của hơn 10.000. 10.000 cái tách đấy.
Yeah, so I'm gonna delete this over here. So So I'll walk through this scenario the way I would build it. So I'm going to be the opposing force tank here, and let me do something kind of interesting. So I'm going to put that tank there, and I'm going to select this, and this will be dynamic. Do terrain. Tank scrape. So I'll put that here. This is going to work maybe. It's not going to work because that's not good terrain. I can't do that. Sorry. Just ignore that. Just ignore that. Yeah. So this terrain here is basically a polygon. So I cannot do that here because it's not a. It's exactly the way it should be off of it's basically a giant polygon that can't be altered, just the way it's built. If I go to that other area, I can do it there. So
So basically you want to solve the wireframe.
Wireframe?
Yeah.
Yeah, let me do that, which is
We see it is a return
server. Give me 1 second. Wireframe rendering.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's not the way.
Yeah, it's so you can see over here. This can be altered, but this is like a giant model. Not until I get to here. So simulation. How do I turn that off? Settings. Let's turn that off. So if I do the same thing here, it'll work. And we're just over the edge. So that's a tank scrape. Yeah. So I could potentially put a tank in there. M1A2 tank, and I'm going to make it an engaged tank. There we go. That should be able to stop that vehicle from getting shot from multiple angles. So its turret will still go over top of that. What I'll do is I'll put out a blue force. Create blue. Let's see what happens. See each other? I don't think they can see each other. So I'm going to say task, movement, move to. And now they see each other. So this tank scrape gives that other tank pretty good coverage until this view here. That makes sense. So what you could do is go off of this polygon a bit into the terrain and build 2 tank scrapes, put in tanks, and then try to have a larger blue force attacking a smaller, if that makes sense. I could build this out for you guys if you're interested. 4,000. 4,000.
I have a simple question.
Yeah.
Is the tank is the tank and all the object in the same team have linked together? Like for example, if you have a tank right over there,
Yeah.
and this tank coming from this direction, at first they don't see each other. But if I have a shoulder standing right here, will this tank got the information about the tank is coming?
It will automatically. They'll see each other, but what it does,
Like
will it attack or not, is based on its rules of engagement. Does that make sense? So I have to set the rules of engagement. So watch this. I'm going to hit no,
okay, so
and so we'll rewind it. There we go. There's our tanks.
like for example, if that three tank over here, one rectangle over there, so this three tank must we will destroy the red tank first. But does this red tank know about the information about three?
It does when it sees it.
Only when it sees it?
Yeah. So it doesn't. So this berm covers it up.
Yes, but my question is, if you have another red tank here, that two tanks share the information about the
No.
incoming? No.
No. Unless I do spot reports. So watch this. So I'm going to say, I'm going to put out another tank and we'll do this.
Person. So
Yeah, so I will not, where's my tank? There it is. So I'm going to put this tank out here and then I'm going to tell this tank to report to the other tank. So we'll do something like this, where I'll say set sensors spot report on broadcast. So it's going to broadcast to everybody. Apply. So he may or may not get shot, but watch what happens. So he's now sees that tank and he shoots it anyway. So let's actually, I'll make him not shoot. But what I want to see is him relay it to this tank and then this tank shoots. So we'll do that. So we'll say plan and I'll say set engagement, rules of engagement, hold fire, apply. So now he's sharing the information. He's going to get shot. So this guy does not have a line of sight. He does not have a line of sight. So let's see what he does. So he sees it. This is what he sees it. He just can't shoot it. So he knows it's there. So let me try to get this to work a little bit better so it's obvious. So this tank is going to report to this tank about the blue tank. And then let me give a plan to this tank here. So this is going to be task, movement, move to location. We'll have it move there, hit OK, hit apply. But what I want to see is what this tank knows. So I'm going to bring up the information on it. Information. So you see it says it has no contacts. Now it does, because this tank told it about it. And you saw as soon as it became visible,
Yes.
the last time it blew it up over here, but this time it blew it up there. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So one tank reported it, the other tank shot it. So, and to do that, I turned on spot report. So that could be one tank, or that could be also aerial reconnaissance. That makes sense. And I'm sorry, I'm babysitting this a little bit because it's just making sure it's continuing to work. So why don't you? So I think this is a good lesson. So why don't you guys create something like this? So go away from this area into where it's a little blurry, where you can do like a tank scrape, and then we're gonna have one tank have spot reports, and it's gonna relay to everybody else. That makes sense. So let me rewind this. And the goal of today is for you to get your hands dirty with the software. Is for you to write logic and place entities and have the entities interact with each other. So it's kind of a weird day because you have to understand the software and understand the logic. So I'm going to keep this tank's logic up, and this guy doesn't have any logic. So I'll put these two tanks and their logic up. And we'll go to plan. And if you could make 3 tanks, one reports the other, and then one gets shot, just like this. So I'll leave this up like this. Right? Let me know if you have any questions. Did that work?
Yeah.
I speak Vietnamese.
It would be better.
All right. So you guys are actively trying to build this, right? Yes. You're all actively doing this, right? Is that a yes?
Các anh đang xây dựng cái mô hình như thế này đúng không ạ?
Yes, no? Is that a yes or no?
This is the only example of him.
What's that?
This is only example of him, not everybody.
Is that for him?
Yes.
Okay. Well, it'd be good for all of them to know how to do that too. But this could also apply to the overall project. But let's see how this is going. All right. I'll do it again with the aircraft.
Aircraft.
Yeah, aircraft. Delete this one. So I'm gonna this scenario here. Do you want to record this? So
Cây cỏ rất là nhiều thứ. Này thì không liền.
Cái đấy chắc là phải làm riêng thôi.
Cái chỗ kia là làm riêng. Thì còn của anh nó là hết cái dữ liệu.
Này bây giờ ông ấy sẽ demo về không phải xe tăng nữa ở máy bay.
So I'm going to put out a Raptor. No, let's not do that. Sorry. UAV. So I'm putting out an ISR asset here, isn't it? And the ISR is now going to report on the enemy tanks or the friendly tanks location. So let me put that out. And I'm going to hold down the Alt key to put it up in the air. And then in its logic, the exact same thing where I'm going to say set, we'll do it this way. Set sensor spot report broadcast on, and then I could actually broadcast to a particular entity, which will be the other tank. Hit OK, hit apply, hit play. Yes. So now you can see here, this is broadcasting to here, and we should see that tank die. That makes sense. Let me rewind that. So I've got an aircraft out there. I'll even bring this a little bit farther out. Play. Yes. Information. So this knows everything. So it knows the tank, knows it's coming, it's going to shoot it, and it shot it. So you can see that this tank was relayed by this ISR asset. Make sense? Right. Do you guys want to do something like this? Is this something you want to do?
Là vừa rồi thì ông ấy đã đưa một cái UAV vào trong bản đồ và nó đã tiêu diệt một cái xe tăng màu xanh.
Nó là lấy thông tin để cái xe tăng màu
Lấy
đỏ
thông tin của mình luôn.
xe tăng màu đỏ tiêu diệt cái xe tăng màu xanh nhanh hơn. Các thầy bây giờ có muốn thêm trường hợp nào hay muốn giả định trận chiến như thế nào không? Thầy nhớ. Nó cười tươi đấy. Thầy nhớ không giả định nào không thầy? Không có thực hành. Mình tạo mình lập cứ phải lập phương án rồi. Mình có phương án của phù nó là hơn.
Okay. So they want to. You guys want to do this or no?
Mấy cái điểm nhất là khi ví dụ như trong cái thằng Agit nhé, thì mình di chuyển đến một cái vị trí mới, mình đây là muốn gọi là lấy cái thông tin một đối tượng ở đấy cũng được. Di chuyển lấy thông tin của đối tượng. Ví dụ như là đến gặp một cái xe tăng ngồi địch chẳng hạn, hay một cái xe tăng người ta, một bất kỳ một đối tượng nào ở khu đấy, thì là muốn cho nó để làm nào để nó hiển thị được cái thông tin của cái thằng đấy lên để xem. Tức là ví dụ hoặc đấy là một cái nhá,
mình phát hiện là nó như này cho cái UAV chạy quanh thì ông phát hiện ra cái thông tin của cái xe tăng
không có nghĩa là nó phải có được cái thông tin để xem cho nên là ví dụ mình đến mình đi như bình thường này đúng không, mình đến thì mình thấy ví dụ như là đi qua sông thì chẳng hạn, đến một cái cây cầu thì mình phải biết là thông tin cây cầu nó như thế nào, cái thông tin của nó. Đấy là một. Cái thứ hai là ví dụ đến một cái vùng đất trống này tôi đang muốn tìm một cái vị trí để bố trí một cái kho chẳng hạn, thì đến cái vị trí đấy tôi có thể làm thế nào để tôi biết được nó diện tích bao nhiêu, kích thước bao nhiêu,
Thích thì giờ nó có nó
thì chắc chắn nó phải có, thì nó phải bây giờ tìm
tức là mua em liên quan đến địa hình đầu tiên đúng không?
đấy, điều cái địa hình thôi.
Là cái
Có địa hình thì lại là buổi hôm trước mà này.
Không, trước phần mềm khác,
Mấy phần mềm vào.
trước là cái cung, còn bây giờ cái này nó trong này nhưng mình phải đăng tận những cái trong này. Chẳng hạn cho nên ví dụ mình có đeo kính vào mình đi chẳng hạn.
He want to ask, can you calculate anything on this land? For example, if you just like that, you put a tank over there. But if you want to, he want to calculate like, what's the length of the lake or the length of this road? Can he calculate right on the
Yes.
uh,
So let's take this segment here.
just
I go like this. Create range like that. That's 205 meters. That make sense?
just
And then create range on the building.
Xong mình nhập file ấy thì phải từng ông một cái nào thì đấy.
no. It means that if when you use engage, can you also engage via engage?
Yeah.
When you play a role, so and is there any way that he can measure the area, calculate the area? Is there any tool for that? Calculate.
Do that and engage. I mean, you can get the coordinate from it. You would have to figure out the math yourself. So you could get the lays a point and figure out the location of where you're looking at, and then lays another point. So you'd have to, like, there is no measuring tool in Engage unless, like, you can tell where it is in the world. So there's an MGRS coordinate, and then you could point to another location, and you can calculate the difference between the two. But we don't have a tool in Engage that basically says, here's the distance. But we do have something that pops up. So give me a second. I'll show you what we got. Engage. So I'll become that ISR asset that's up there.
Không có vậy.
Right.
Trong engage không có cái công cụ đo khoảng cách này.
All right, so I'm going to switch this to opposing. There's my scan eagle. I'm going to engage that and then play the scenario. And hope I'm about to run into a building, so probably going to run into the building now. Let's see. Nope, running around. All right. So I don't really have anything that's let's see. I think I can get that location, that target location. Yeah, I'm a little close to the ground here. I'm probably going to run into this building too. Don't have that location. Yeah, I might have to get up a little bit higher so I'm not flying through buildings. Yeah, and I'm not also seeing the like a grid. So yeah, I would say no, we don't have that.
Okay.
Yes.
By the way, can we modify the GUI of the UID? Modify the GUI.
You wanna adjust the GUI of this, the heads up display. Currently, we cannot modify that without, we would have to do that for you. I hate to say that, but we would have to be the ones that modify that GUI for you. I'm gonna raise this guy way up. We don't have that accessible for a regular user.
Hmm.
All right, let me see if I can get him to go a little bit higher.
But we are special user.
Yeah, it's not, that's like not a text document or anything like that. That's all compiled in C++.
Hmm.
So that is,
No way.
yeah, currently no way. Turn to roll. Yeah. And trying to calculate the values here, but I don't really see anything that you could pull any data from. Yeah. Yeah, I just don't think we have that in this. Sorry. I thought we had something better, but that's pretty much it. But you can see that I'm modifying this on the fly. And this is still telling these other entities about what's going on here. So if you can see how it's feeding information. So it's making this tank aware of everything that's out there. There's one thing it doesn't know quite what that is. My guess is it's a tank that's obscured by a building or something. See how this is doing. Ooh, much better. 6250. More than halfway there. So what do you guys want to do next? Like, you want to do ground stuff? I'm not seeing anybody building scenarios that I'm seeing.
Sau khi
But
thì đây đi
okay, let's see what you got.
sau thì bạn vừa làm bản bên Oh, let us see. In this version, you have a water surface.
A water? Yeah.
So how about the river? Can make a river?
A reaper?
A river.
River.
Yeah. Okay, make it.
Uh,
From high place to the lower one. Here to the sea,
so
the ocean.
again, that would be something you would have to modify in the data. Like, so I could give you a ditch, but I don't think that's going to give you what you want. But you would have to modify the terrain, like the elevation of the terrain. And what that would do is you'd have to give it a low point that creates a river. So that would be like a whole totally like separate class, like to do all that. Like I can bring in data, but to modify it, it's there's a whole art to it. Like, and I'm not the guy to teach that, but I can tell you how to modify putting two pieces of terrain together. But adding a river, it's like it's the same thing with adding that little square. You'd actually have to modify the TIFF file and literally paint it in. How did you do it there? How did you add that? Is that just
No, I use the zip file of the VM.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. I mean,
But the how about you see the texture of the water surface?
yeah.
How can make it?
Same thing. The TIFF, you would have to modify the TIFF.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Unless you wanted to, create that ditch
Hmm.
using these other tools, but yeah, anything you want to modify, like you would have to open up that TIFF file and just, raise or lower using black or white.
Okay, that's you see for the tip, we lower the height.
Yeah.
But how about surface? The water surface.
Yeah. So the water is basically the sea level. We don't.
The river that.
Yeah, we don't have a river.
Yeah, like that.
Unless you add in another layer, that would be the river. Yeah. That's that. Yeah, you can add the river, but adding the actual surface, that's a totally separate piece of geometry that would need to be added. And that's not my expertise. So that would be Peter, and I could set up a call with him.
Okay.
But it is. So my question to you, are the things that you're asking for, are they like, pick what's mission critical, like what's, I gotta have this, you know what I mean? Like I would say focus on those things. But if you like are just want a square trench, like is that necessary for the training, or is the river necessary for a training? Like I would kind of make sure that we're not focused on things that are just nice to have, you know what I mean? Like let me know, like, hey, I gotta have a river in the terrain for this, or I gotta have this. Like, does that make sense? Like I don't want to be jumping all over the place with stuff the software can't do. Let me focus on like the translation or the logic. Like are these guys interested in the wargaming part of this? Yeah. Are they? Should I continue on wargaming with this?
Câu hỏi xong rồi với tiếp tục là kịch bản.
Cái này nhá. Cái này bây giờ nó có một vấn đề, nếu mà muốn bây giờ nhá, ví dụ cái xe tăng này, xe tăng mà nó cơ động nhá, nó bây giờ nó gặp một cái chướng ngại vật chiều cao, hoặc là một cái hào sâu. Đấy, thì nó có tự kiểm tra hay tự làm thế nào để nó biết được nó vượt qua chỗ, nó cứ chạy theo đường hay nó cứ chạy theo đường.
Cái này em biết là nó có cái lực không? Phải vượt qua cái thì nó dừng lại.
Đấy, em nghĩ rằng là
Dừng
nó
cho
cái này
nào xuống tăng ấy. Hoặc là cái issue vào cái này có cái cũng may nó là cái tăng dòng ấy, và đi qua đây nó không bị giống như đâm vào tường ấy.
Yeah.
Đập nhà cái chi.
It will calculate around an obstacle, but a ditch or a berm, it will go through it or over it. Did it get or not? So I could show you that. All right, so let's, I'm gonna go over here and let me rewind this, and I'll put in a ditch. Dynamic terrain berm. So there you go, you can see that. And then this will be a ditch. Oops, I don't think I did a good job there. Ditch. All right, so let me look at this in 3D. So you can see we have let me turn off the graphics. There we go. So you can see there's a ditch, and if I put in a tank, M1A2 rooms. So here's my tank. I hit play, and I'm going to hit task, movement, move to, hit OK, and it's going to go right through it. Let's see. It looks like it got stuck. See what the information says. It might be, yeah, this is too deep, and it's considering this water right there. So if I take this and move it over there, let's see if it'll move. Should be able to go over it. There we go. But this is just way too deep, and it's considering this like mud or water because it's like at or below the surface of the ocean. So it's having trouble with that one. But if I moved it up into the mountains a little bit, it should work a little bit better. That makes sense. And let me turn these guys back on. There we go. See what that looks like. So that's basically a berm lapping a ditch, which is kind of weird, but it seems to handle that pretty well. This, it probably is going to work okay. It's thinking. Yeah, that worked okay. But anything that's deeper than that, it's just not going to be able to cross it. It's too deep for it to consider it soil, because we're right at the ocean's edge. So what I want from you guys is to tell me where I should go from here. So do you want to build scenarios, or what do you want to do? Like, do you want to build out a complex scenario with logic, or how do you want to do it? Because I'm here for you, so you tell me what you want. So
Thì đấy mọi người thì muốn tạo một bản như thế nào hay là cái gì đó sở trường hỏi đấy các của em là cầu nối để em tự thành.
But we could do ground forces. So basically, I want to see. I'm not convinced. I want to see you guys control this stuff. I want to see you guys using this.
Anh em sẽ muốn xây dựng thêm kịch bản nào nữa không ạ? Hay là để thầy tiếp tục các cái nội dung khác? Biết về mọi cái chỗ cây thì rồi trước.
What's that?
Tạo ra một cái thảm thực vật giống như cái một đàn phi triển.
You want to ask how you can create the vegetable layer like this in the center. Different kind of vegetable.
Yes.
The grass and so on. Different kind of grass here.
Okay.
Is here.
Yeah. So that's yeah, that's more That's terrain data. Hold on one second. Let me see if I can find that.
So that's why I asked. We're really concerned about how to make a realistic terrain.
Yes. So right here I've got something open up. It's the terrain editor panel. And you can see I've got elevation data. I can add a new layer of elevation. I've got features that I can add, and I can also turn things on and off. But so I can turn on and off the ocean, and then I have information on the types of vegetation. Let me see if I could find that. What I could do for tomorrow is see if I can line our terrain guy up, since this is something very important to you, and you guys can ask him questions, because this is kind of beyond my, like, I know how to add and remove certain things, but that right there is shape files that have all the terrain information. So this is all part of what terrain are you on, by the way? Can you tell me what terrain you're on? That's Ala Moana. Okay. So yeah, so that right there is, I think, more hand painted. Road structure, vehicle tracks, terminals, ocean, geocentric, runway. So I don't see how he's got that added on there. It's probably baked into one of these layers. So okay, yeah, I just don't see a layer like so. For instance, if I go to another terrain, I can find like a layer that will here, give me a second. So I'm going to go into the C drive mock shared data 19 latest terrain data, terrain configuration, and see if California is up here. Building California, ground cover. Okay, so ground cover vegetation. So this file right here, let me edit this. Yes. So this is using a feature that's out on a server. So it actually is reading in like a very, very complex piece of data that's been gathered by California and like the federal government. So I can see it on the terrain, but to edit this, it's kind of out there. Let me see if I can find another file, and we'll just look at vegetation. I'll look at vegetation. Test procedural vegetation sample.earth. Colored vegetation. So let's look at this one. Find vegetation. All right. There's a lot of, yeah. So let's look at bioloom mapping. OSG Earth catalog bioloom mapping. Yes, you really have to kind of get into the nuts and bolts. List to Earth catalog, all vegetation catalog, vegetation config. Yeah, so again, it goes to this far out stuff. So I think I need to get Peter to answer your question on this, how to add that sort of vegetation to it. So it's very detailed, and I can also ask Yvonne if he's got some information. So sorry, I didn't know you were waiting for me.
Về thì mình sẽ trao đổi lại với các chuyên gia về cái hình của hãng, xong rồi ông sẽ phản hồi lại.
Yeah. So let's say we start with Hanoi. So we do have some data on Hanoi. We may not have the road data, but I'm sure you can get it. But we do have the vegetation for it as well. I don't know if you've looked at it. Have you looked at it? So if I do something like this, so I'm going to say file, new scenario, hit no. I'm going to go to Mock Earth Online, hit open, engage. And since I am connected to the outside world, it should come in. I got a crash, damn it.
I think I have seen, but the data is very it's
It's no good. For Hanoi, yeah, I don't see the roads in Hanoi when I went to Hanoi. I think we're lacking the road data.
Yeah.
But that would be something I could talk to Peter about and see if I could get him on a call. But it would have to be either early in the morning or late at night. But Peter's he's on the West Coast.
Yeah.
So he's got 3 hour difference, which would actually is better. So there's a 8 hour difference then instead of 11 hours. So what time would work for you?
Because officially here we work from 7:13
Okay.
till 5.
So let's say 37. I would put him at 4 in the morning. Actually, that might be a little bit better. Maybe I'll shoot for like 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, and I could set up a call with him, and you could ask him questions on the terrain. Yeah. Because so I do have a simple terrain example, but I think you guys are going beyond that. You guys are more detailed. And Peter definitely will be able to get you more information.
Yeah, I know.
Jeez, spelling is bad. So let's see. see what time. Let me text him and just see if I can get a time out of him. I'm not sure what his availability is. So it's probably not it's 4 a.m. in the morning. Actually, he may be on. Actually, no, it's 1 a.m. for him. So it'll probably have to be early tomorrow morning. And that will be later his time.
Meeting now.
Yeah, it's 1:51. So
Yeah. 1 a.m.
yeah. So when he gets up, yeah. I'll make a meeting and we'll see if we can do this.
I think for the we still consider about ground cover, also different layer vegetation.
Yeah, so different layers of vegetation, but I want you to he needs a use case. So like say I want to make Hanoi look good, or I want to make like what do you want exactly? Do you want rivers? Do you want think like if he doesn't work well with ambiguous stuff, so you need to say, I want Hanoi to look better.
Yeah.
Like give
Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
See, is the most important for us when we prepare the area. Usually we have a lake or river.
Yeah.
And we want to make some vegetation, but this is different vegetation. So that's why we want to make it realistic terrain.
Okay. Yeah. But I would pick an area and say, I want to make this look good. So let's say Hanoi, I want a river in Hanoi and I want good vegetation and good roads.
I think it would be very good example.
But,
Hanoi, because we had a lake, we have river here. We have
well, let's do that. Let's start with that. So we're going to ask vegetation plus river,
lake, roads,
lake plus roads. Okay. And I'll ask him about that.
Yeah.
And then he'll answer it the best he can and guide you. But so he needs like details. Because if I say like, oh, I want to add a river, he's going to be like, well, where do you want the river to be? Maybe there's data, maybe there's not. So so we'll say Hanoi, rivers, vegetation, roads, and lakes.
It'll be okay.
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, but
yeah, I see Hanoi is a very good example for the terrain.
Okay.
One more. Can ask how about the footprint of the house, block of house, for the footprint. That means automatically it can make
Yes.
a house.
Yeah, that's definitely
it also related to the terrain.
Yeah, so that right there, let's look at this. We'll look, we're at 9,000.
Yeah, I know that.
I don't want to mess that up. All right, I'm going to go into forces. Vantage forces. So I'm going to go into forces. So if I look at areas and forces, we automatically do that with the shapefile. So we load a shapefile, it then extrudes it and then puts on a texture. So I think he can show you that. So we'll just do new terrain, Ala Moana, but I'll actually use Mock Earth Online, and I'll go to an area.
Slow. Online.
Yeah,
You cannot. I say you cannot load.
you don't think so?
No.
Let's see.
Online very heavy.
It's heavy, yeah. It seemed like it wasn't too bad.
Oh, okay.
So I'm gonna go into like San Diego. Uh, San Diego downtown. There we go. So this shouldn't be too bad. So I haven't loaded this yet, but you can see all these buildings here,
Yes.
and they're coming in. So I don't think we have roads here.
Yeah.
So right
How we
there,
can make like this?
yeah,
For example, for Hanoi,
yeah,
automatically create this type unit.
yeah. So if I go here, terrain configuration, and I should be able to go San Diego. It actually might be under Southern California. Got my fat fingers. Is that gonna work? Southern California. Buildings, California. Whoops. Not that. And my guess is this is actually looking for a giant file that's OSG catalog. So it's loading the geometry there. Okay, this is a shape file. Landmarks. Building catalog. Style library. So let's look at the landmarks here. So this is features, California features, Edwards landmark. So ground DB. Coverage. No, I should probably go back to that file again. Terrain data. Terrain data. Oh man, my brain is shot today. Let's see. Terrain California features. Terrain data, terrain California features, and look up the word shape. No. Features Edwards. Lights. Building landmarks. That's a projection. There was an XML shape. Let's look for dot shape. So the shape file is something that defines those buildings. Buildings mark, buildings mask. Let's look at this one. This might be a little bit more. It's binary, damn it. Yeah, I think this has got to be read in and defined. Do you know if Hanoi has shapefiles available for the road and the buildings?
Last time I see the download from OpenStreetMap.
Yeah.
Right, some block.
So OpenStreetMap, I don't know if there's, okay.
The road, you can also the road.
Yeah, so OpenStreetMap, I'll have to ask him about that. So let me try to set up a meeting with him, and I think he can steer you in the right direction, or he can just do it because he's smart,
Yeah,
and it really isn't.
really smart.
Yeah, so he's better at this than anybody else at the company. So that's why I would say to you, I want Hanoi to look like this. I want roads in Hanoi. I want buildings, and I know there's buildings that we already have in Hanoi, and then vegetation. So I would like define what you're looking for. That's what I would ask of you, is just say, this is what I want. And then instead of him or me, like a monkey, trying to make it work, have this guy just do it. You know what I mean? So tell me, like, the size, the area, like,
Let's say here you can see.
yeah, but just give me an area.
That's a good.
Yeah, just say like, hey, this is really important. I want this, and I
We have lake side. It's very small here.
and then what he can do is put it on a
Okay.
server,
We put it somewhere.
and then you could download it. Yeah, that's what I would do.
Hanoi here. We have lake here. We have river here.
Yeah,
Yeah, we think you go lake here.
but I thought the river data was there for Hanoi. Let me. It's coming. Hopefully, I'm in the right spot, right? All right, there we go. I know it's not perfect. Give it a second. So we do have buildings. And that looks like water to me.
cái này là mô phỏng hay là mô phỏng
Just it'll take a while.
tự động chụp cả thế giới ra làm sao.
Yeah, we even have bridges, so it's not perfect.
Chỗ này nó chỉ lấy dữ liệu mà nó sinh ra thôi mà, chứ nó chưa sẽ làm được. Click con nhà ngủ kia nó làm cái tí. Đây là theo linh tinh rồi.
Is it Hanoi?
No. Không là tìm một.
Am I too far south or? Left.
Yes.
Yes.
Here.
For a big lake, the lake. Yeah. It's a lake.
All right. I won't move around too much after this. There we go. We do have some buildings. Okay. So I'll hook up with Peter and see if we can make this area look better. But it does look like it's got some vegetation on it. I mean, this doesn't look too, like, how that's defined, I don't know.
Yeah.
And then this actually looks like it's, see how it's the river, but it's kind of up in the air. I just don't think it's all there yet. So I think we're still bringing it in. I'm gonna look over here.
tự sinh nhật, tự sinh.
But these are all just procedural buildings. Not quite right. What are these guys? Actually doesn't look too
We
bad.
see here it is maybe the sea level. The first line maybe less.
Look at that.
One field.
Okay. Còn kiếm lách. Đây là đúng rồi đúng không? Mình có biết giữa là Thọ Sơn Tháp Rùa đấy. Không phải không phải không phải Tây. Có Tây là cái chỗ lấy máy. Tây ngồi nào không biết.
Okay. So what Peter can do is probably point you to like how this is all put together better than me. Like he can I can get you to I can modify stuff, but I think I need him to define this a little bit better. This just looks really yeah. All right, well that'll be my task. And then tomorrow I'd like these guys also to build some scenarios or get a better understanding. Ooh. Did I finish this? Or is it still going? Oh, I'm not quite there yet.
200.
Yeah, I need about 200 and something.
So is this a generating process here?
What this is doing, it's taking in a text file and then oh man. Yeah, token expired. Man.
Token expired so big data.
I don't know what's going on. I'll have to play with this at the hotel, but what this is doing, it's creating a Vietnamese interface for our software. So I'm taking that file and converting it to Vietnamese. So when they load it, I can look to a particular file and then all the dialogue will be in Vietnamese.
Can we just put the coordinates and then it's generate the picture automatically? Yes.
The coordinates of what?
The coordinates of location.
For you meaning the terrain itself? Yeah. So if there's public data available, we can grab that and put it
them and then show up on the screen.
Yes. Yeah, but there's a lot of how it all works is complicated. There's projections and different data formats. So it's not just
how to gather the data. I mean, put it together and make the same format. So it's kind of really difficult.
Yeah, we would have to use a tool that would make sure everything's lined up and works correctly. And I'm gonna get a guy on that has that expertise to do that. But this, I'll probably have to run this back at the hotel.
So you're talking about the guys in the US, the expertise?
Yeah, the experts on terrain.
On terrain.
On terrain. So they're like everybody's like this one gentleman is an expert at this terrain. So
So he's German guy, right?
no, he's
American.
American. Yeah, he's got a weird name. It's Peter.
Peter.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird.
Yeah, you've talked to him.
No, I haven't never talked to him before, but I've been the US before, but this name is kind of very weird.
Yeah, the PETR.
PETR.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's a family name for him.
Uh-huh.
So
I have some so I have to go now.
okay, well, I think we'll probably end it today, then I think, and then we'll come in tomorrow at. I'll see if I can get Peter online, and we'll go from there. So 8 o'clock tomorrow morning.
I cannot know I yes then tomorrow so maybe one and other guy.
Okay. Okay.
This one.
Okay. So
Some
we'll.
technical guy will come.
Yeah, that would be great.
Okay.
I need a technical guy to go